You see how the village is changing, but in essence it remains the same in terms of topography. As it relates to eternity rolling along, on the northward wind as time and tide brings change and equilibrium over the millennium. Nature's rhythm, the dynamic balance still strong. Two swans in silhouette cutting across the sun's reflection as bright as a revelation. A shining sea, lifting me up into the heat. I commune with the spirits of the harbor who walked the same shores before Siddhartha sat under the Bodhi tree. Even found a stone tool they would have used to scrape the hide of a deer or a fox they wore when the cold came on the north shore. Winds whipping across the water, and it's getting more extreme. Even Matinecock would be worried, like the West Indian family on Tappan Beach living through last winter. Lightning blizzard, blacked out power for a week. A long season's journey into summer. The seasons continue to change until the end of days. Best be in accord, follow the central way. Like Matinecock hunters and families living in harmony with nature, both cosmic and human. And so the trouble began. Across the glitter field into safe harbor, where the breeze is blowing Long Island north over the New York-Canadian border, through Montreal and out to sea. An abstract thought on Tappan Beach, where a Chinese girl is yelling at her brother to stop bothering her, and their mother keeps walking straight ahead because she sees the bench is empty, and the sun was setting and the swans were swimming, and what better way to seize the day, and she did. Closed her eyes in the sun, letting her mind go and becoming one with the sound and the wind and everything. The sun's reflection golden. When she opened her eyes, there were 8 swans upon the water facing shore, like they were looking at her. Maybe they were. Like we're in Avalon and the sun was setting blood red over the horizon. A ribbon of red stars as far as tomorrow the spirits of Matinecock dance upon. The only problem was that the day was hazy because fires out west are fucking crazy. The smoke drifting all the way to the Atlantic Ocean. Russian fires, the ones in Iran, the ones in Brazil still burning the Amazon. I'd rather have a less colorful sunset along and the shit go on. What would Matinecock think? The gods must be angry, how could they not be? Red sun, the time has come. Looking out over the harbor as the great world keeps spinning. What are a few brief glimpses of the past and the task of creating a future better than the one before, a better destiny. But those moments inside the sun's reflection there, a feeling of timelessness and peace, a vision of eternity. Check. check. Been remembering heritage strength. Heritage is people, people of the earth. The earth is life, remembering is all. I remember there were eagles in the mountains, hunting buffalo on horseback in the rain. We sang and danced the legends of creation, barefoot in the mist on the sacred plain. Our story is our struggle, is our history to continue. Our roots run deep from that depth of strength. Strength is our shield against chance and disorder. We speak with the spirits and come away with their wisdom. We are all children of the great mystery. The wind in the pine sings a requiem for tomorrow. Upon the remembered earth, we will always be free. From the valley of endings, no place to go but onward, paid by the blood of our fathers. Their blood long ago turned to dust, the dust blown by the wind to a different sky. The never-ending cycles of tide and time. Warrior fights when he knows what it costs not to win. Like an eagle in winter who builds a nest upon a mountain. Drum beats sigh across the bases, the rhythm of the rising sun. The warriors pray they'll return to their birthplace, the enemy just above the horizon. The path to glory is filled with vengeance. Find our way back to the remembered earth. Earth is the mind of our people. Our people commune with the spirits, a connection to the beginning. With moccasin strings of the rainbow, we begin again. Sad winds in the distance moan. For our falls from grace we atone. Fragile prayer of returning home. The sky weeps with compassion. Fragments of a broken dream outside the will of destiny. What is there in darkness to imagine into being? To bring our soul into harmony with this shared reality? To follow no trail to the point of knowing. The war shaman leads the attack. He knows only a slave waits for someone else to set him free. Too much talk and nothing done. We gave what we prized most that we may live in peace. What we gave was never enough. Now we fight to reclaim nature's wild domain. Now we make our own path. Delay the mourning if we have to, till the dark blood that runs through us returns to this good brown earth. O destroyer of mutual confidence, the miracle of death will surely find you. Then you will at last know that heritage alone can accompany you in the other world. Recedes in time, like buffalo clouds in the distance. Once we moved around like the wind, upon the wind ancient whispers, secrets of the remembered earth, when the great spirit danced in the moonlight. We will always remember the earth. We will always remember our past. We will always follow the eagle. We will dance the eternal dance. We dance for our children. We dance for rain. We dance for the great spirit. We dance for the Check. Gonna rock the ride the rhythm, ideas flowing on the waves of sound. Every day just keep it going, build it up, break it down. Running through the city like Spendthrift Saint, falling from grace to hard at times. Angel wearing heels try to stem the tide, walking on water to the other side. But you can and you don't and you're drowning, and you go and you relive yesterday. It's like the world wants to be deceived, seems to be the only way. And the things you've said and the things you've done, looking in the mirror and it's looking back, looking like the will of an angry God, gathering strength for the next attack. Living like Shantaram on Avenue A. That fucking guy telling people he's like Basquiat, and he really wasn't anything like Basquiat. Love is metaphysical gravity, from tragedy to fantasy. Lose today, waiting for tomorrow, another fait accompli. Perfect shot at the satellite, clouds obscuring the lunar eclipse, shadows of shadows, any day can turn to wilderness. Like Icarus when he got too high, for the price of just getting by. The moon receives its light from the sun. We are all composed of those two lights. Show me the light again. Show me the light again. Show me. Best disguise is no disguise what you've come to symbolize. The mountain doesn't come to you. You climb the mountain to see the view. Getting to the top, a very hard climb. No right angles to the flow of time. 12 years gone, what did I learn? You play with fire, you're getting burned. The first call after we said goodbye. Then the next to say hello just because for all I know. But then you ask me for money. Everyone's got a story to tell. We all live day by day. Some days are good, some days, well, it's always been that way. Like a woman on the news who crashed into the moonlit bay. It reminds me of the theory of mutuality. What I think about you is what you think about me. You thought so much that you lied about that fucking guy, then you're on the phone asking for money. What a buzzkill. Your best laid plans don't seem so well drawn. The erratic equilibrium of possibility. Dip a hawk in stove cold, 5 years old, nickel for a water bucket. And you tell me you didn't say hello when you saw me and I didn't see you, but you call me and ask me for money. Cost me $1,000, nothing for nothing. Maybe, we'll see. If the balance was set in the way that we feel, and the theory is right, and our love was real, and Dipper can go from the streetcars and hustles and sleeping silent city to the top of the world. Candle's still burning and the wheels keep on turning. You never know which way the wind's gonna blow, as long as you hold on to your hat when it does. The 2 other phone calls though, You didn't even bother to say hello. You went right for the apology. Fair weather friend asking for money. Still the fantasy. When able to attack, Sun Tzu said we must seem unable. When near, we must appear far away, hiding order beneath the cloak of disarray. No sense demanding when they have nothing to lose or win. Collateral damage, and then that gets lost in translation. Show me the light again. Show me the light again. Show me. Relinquishing control is the challenge for the warrior. Learning to obey, you learn how to command. I'm trying to believe because belief transforms doubt into precepts of symbols I think I understand. I'm the one who's still dwelling upon the past and future, resolving somehow as those precepts become something more than a fantasy forged by what I don't have now. It ain't over till they turn out the lights. It ain't over till they turn out the lights. Okay, just checking, making sure I got that right, that I recorded that. Check. 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 All the moments, if I put them all together, I can build a world of disbelief that becomes my destiny. There's no good way to talk about the space between us, who we are together, which is never gonna be. If there ever was a you and me, maybe. T and Zoji eating alone again. I remember when. Oh no, here we go. Fitting into place, another ragtime story, another Friday, Seacliff, sunset, neuro, shell and silhouette. Working out the words to the sound and rhythm and power to write my history. Sitting watching as the last golden drops of sunlight slip into the sea. When you denied how rough the ride into the city. First time I noticed the knowing deception in what you were saying. The buy-in to denying, the shared sacrifice in purgatory, the ends justifying the 5 unanswered years of praying. And I've do what I gotta do, and you do what you gotta do. Side by side, we magnified the flaws and doubts. Stay strong, watch out. Nowhere to go but the bottom. And what reason and balance remains in the day-to-day, I stay away to keep the scales from tipping. Like the great Blondin across Niagara Falls is packed with God of the devil to keep from slipping. 1 foot in front of the next, you wait to the crowd, cause you know why they came. Then back to the balance, the center of nature, cause one wrong move and it's gonna be your last, and there's no one but yourself to blame. Keep the ship steady and always be ready, cause trouble can dress like a ray of light that you follow down, follow down, follow down into the contours that shape the endless night. Uh-oh, here we go, a backslide into metaphor. Must be the weather, the era forever, I'm feeling as faded as ever before. Then I heard the waves on the shore, the pressure lifted by nature. And tomorrow became now then follow the rhythm and letting the middle make its way to the end. I don't know, here we go. Drinking wine on a Friday night, writing about what I'm thinking about, writing about, and I'm going. This is me fucking going. Friday again, storm on the horizon, Auntie and Zoe and Grace every now and then. Through spring and summer of my transformation, the validation I'm writing about. Writing the story I'm hoping will become my destiny. 1 foot in front of the next into eternity, like the great Blondin carried Harry on his back and he kept on going. Check. Check. Late winter, take me over, lose myself inside the rhythm while the winds are blowing and I'm cold as ice. Coldest afternoon since someone locked the gates to paradise. Paradise, yeah. Gravity is pulling me down. The winter we were told was on the way. It's almost 30 below outside and the winds are howling. And it's been that way almost every day. When I was a kid back in Oceanside, I could stay out in the snow till the sun went down. Lose myself inside the wonders of nature, cause winter then wasn't so extreme. Ride the waves hours a day when the tempest was turning the ocean into an angry master who came out of his reverie right before I hit the bottom, like it was a dream. Then I heard the Signal 9. Mark Twain sounded like the sky was falling. I know I should go, but I hesitate because of the hour or more. Clouds clouds through the trees beckon me to a higher calling. I don't know. It's so fucking cold outside. Could be a package of heavy lifting down an icy incline. I'm underground around the groove, and I just might hit it. I'd love to help the world, but not this time. Old man never gonna hit it. I don't know, I'm not that old. It really is that cold outside. The guilt behind the signal 9, what it feels like to catch myself lying, trying to write the future one word at a time. Old man never gonna get it, I don't know, still got a while to go. Rapping like a dreamer who's recognized he's far from home. 2 steps down the ladder, 20 below, and there's more tomorrow. On the desperate seas where sinners long want to roam. Riding underground, the rhythm flowing. Looking out the window and it's snowing. First day of spring. The more things change, the more they seem to stay the same. A signal 9 in the middle of my wandering. You gotta be kidding. There it is, I gotta go. A few deep breaths and I'm out the door. It's funny, it's guilt that's motivating me. Drive up to the station like every scene on TV. Go on the call and get the history. Could be anything. I go for the last minute reveal. I'd rather not know till I need to. Could be a heart attack or a call from grace you never saw coming. Even the 911 step aside to let me through. Protocols, keeping everything calm if I could, showing compassion, it's part of a brotherhood. Bring it on. Could be an overdose or an FBA. Either way, I gotta keep it together and try to do my thing. Plane crashed in the mountains and the building exploded on the Lower East Side, and I'm underground writing reasons why I'm writing. 1, because it's what I do. 2, because I'm lit like a lighthouse blazing. Which came first, the reason to rhyme? Need the speed of the signal 9, the need for speed, because that's where the energy's crazy. Thus is the stars like a golden chain shall remain. One voice says to stay and another beckons me away. It's too cold outside. Old man never gonna hit it. I don't know, I'm still going. Even though it's fucking freezing. CPR on a 99, so I guess I wasn't lying. Trying to write the future one word at a time. Common man once heard the angels sing. No more to meet is running, gotta keep going. Snowdrift made it all the way to spring. Everything that ever was and always will be and always changes as the rivers run back to the beginning. Excuse me. Check. 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 wisdom, his spear held high, riding thunder. He led the battle against the wolf, from which 3 new worlds arose. The house of the seer, the domain of the brotherhood of man, the rings of the divine, and the region of the serpent who would raise the universe. At the center, the eternal tree, whose roots reached the underworld where 3 springs emerged. From one flowed all the rivers of the world. Another where Odin drew all wisdom. The third was the symbol of fate. Know that I hung on the tree, lashed by the winds 9 full nights, and gave to heaven myself to myself. The Valkyries leading us home. Let our ships run across the sea, guided by the sons of the warrior god who govern the lightning and the thunder. As if the Lord's crowd of angels were floating together across the waves. Let the ring hang on the warrior's arm, this gold band where the hawk rides ready. And if you should perish, the hammer of God will forge your path back to Valhalla. When the storm roars high, up with the sails, closer our destiny. How pleasant the sea in its wrath, with sword held high, will strike at the enemy. Ancestral path and the sunlight spread a double radiance in the bloodlust air. The king will lead the battle with honor and conquest, the surety of resurrection. On your shield shall you take your rest. Immense whirlwinds, flashes of lightning, plunder and slaughter. The red flame engulfing the monastery, illuminating the eagle carved on the Jesuit's back. Protected by shields of lindenwood and the standard of the Valkyrie. Fortress of iron will, the angel of death holding the keys to the palace. Save us, O Lord, from the fury of the Northmen, and so these runes raised in the memory of the lords of the seas, who live by the laws of brotherhood and the daily rhythm of adventure. Burn the churches to the ground, who held the prop of the helmet high in the din of weapons, when the Valkyrie's ice met the skulls of men. Check. Check. Shuffling style like a pebble over water, saying anything cause he can back it up. Hit you so fast that you think you were surrounded by a generous God with a mean streak. Give it all away just to see the day when no one has to pay for following their faith. The powers that he taught, compassion that he taught, a soul cannot be bought but shines when it is free from bondage. Things you fear. Allah won't let his servants starve whose faith is so sincere. Fight, champ, fight. Important lessons to be learned. It's lack of faith that creates fear, and that's when you get burned. Scream, champ, scream, so the message gonna last. A young black man from Louisville stood up against the past. Pray, champ, pray. The Lord will judge us all. Righteous men can bear the burden, evil men will fall. Even if it means facing down the guns of history, no one has the right to make you break the rules of faith. Don't want to be a leader, just wanted to be free. Build a nation in a world filled with division. Now it was his turn. America's gotta learn. A cross cannot be burned without the threat of retribution. What happened in the ring? A vindication of everything. The world began to sing in one voice that gave pause from conflict. Preach, champ, preach, before the trouble starts. Brother against brother, cause there's confusion in their hearts. Dream, champ, dream, running down Broadway. A lion won't lie down with a lamb until Judgment Day. Live, champ, live. Today becomes history. Prove the coming of the Lord by creating reality. Only the faithful know what tomorrow brings and can wonder at the beauty to be found in simple things. The world goes on until the final bell. A warrior shuffles into heaven, ready for his greatest challenge. Man, can you believe 3 hours after the biggest victory of his life, the champ was sitting on a stoop showing a magic trick to a group of black children? The one where it seems like he cut a piece of rope in two, and then he pulls one end and it's still in one piece. Yeah, but over time, solemn Muslim guards gave way to streetwise hustlers as the platform became the spotlight. So many contradictions fused into one universal personality until he made his way out into the Atlanta night to light the torch, and all complication melted into love. Part of training was the loneliness. You need something outside yourself to keep the spirit flowing. People come to see the lion do their silent will, but the lion does better when he's free to roam around. what is best. 5 times a day we ask for guidance. No one pushed aside goodness without pride. A long and winding ride into a future without barriers. The season had begun, autumn of the lion. Watch the setting sun fade from view but not from memory. Once and future king, master of the ring, preacher who would bring the revelations of the prophet. Dance, champ, dance, confront the things you fear. Allah won't let his servants starve, whose faith is so sincere. Fight, champ, fight, important lessons to be learned. It's lack of faith that creates fear, and that's when you get burned. Scream, champ, scream, so the message gonna last. A young black man from Louisville stood up against the past. Pray, champ, pray, the Lord will judge us all. Righteous men can bear the burden, evil men will fall. Check. Check. All the way. See if I can get through it. No, it won't be what I can't see, but that doesn't bother me. It's the one step forward and one step forward and one more, but for the next one, with an appreciation of what I've done. But the grass is always greener and the world is getting meaner. Caught between the if and then on the way to where I'm going. But there ain't no telling which way the wind's gonna blow, cause you don't know. All you can do is hold on to your hat when the wind starts blowing, and the balance between revenge and family, and matter and energy, and what is and what will be. And maybe I'll get lucky, but I doubt it. When I was a young man older than Andrew but still quite naive, thought I saw a crime committed, but I drove away. Even then I knew I was trying to deceive myself into believing. Same theme and variation that I hear today. Better people are luckier. I'm sure I saw him hurting her. I wish I could go back and help her. Help my karma. Om Mani Padme Om. If I drive the road gonna follow. I don't think so. But I'm still the way. Almost through a season, underground working it, unlock the secret, better do something about it. One step forward and one step forward until I'm where I want to be. But for right now, it's right here creating energy. Energy is my soul's willing deed. Energy is deep within me. I flow with energy, like rivers to the sea. Let it go. I'm trying to let go. I'm letting go wherever I'm going. While she's sneaking around me, hoping that I'll see being a mystery, the future looking back at me, and the energy keeps flowing. Om Mani Padme Om. Om Mani Padme Om. Center and balance dissolve. High in the fire and low by desire. Who fell 'cause he felt the sky falling, rising, falling, letting go, letting go. Through the stages and rusty cages to the road at the end of the rainbow. Drive and the road will follow. All the way, much more to consider. Signs of the zodiac having a heart attack working. Best laid plans don't mean a thing when the foundation is crumbling. Feel the sand in the palm of my hand, the end of a new beginning. The beginning of a new ending. Seventh house ascending. It's the age of Aquarius, baby. Check. Check. Manifest destiny from slavery to Disney so I could be sitting in my living room watching dancing on TV. Worried about the future, hear the elegy coming around the bend, the old refrain that I may never know love again. Then this stupid fucking robocall interrupts my tales of woe, trying to rip me off of the grift 100 years old. So how can that be legal, that petty bullshit? Interfering with the primal forces and we're still taking it, and my shit's breaking down emotionally and physically, trying to adapt to this new old man reality. It's crazy. Nervous about walking too far or too fast. Barefoot on the beach may be a thing of the past. having to sit on the dirty steps in a crowded Atlantic station because there's nowhere to sit when you're waiting for a train. And it's louder than fuck, no way to hear the PA, and the Salvation Army guy's ringing his bell like he's fucking insane. All aboard! Only through a mystical reconnection with home, where dreamtime symbolism lives in memory, earthbound powers of consciousness binding together the pieces of fabric of creative energy. Never certain, directed, never praised, condemned. By nature will be known what must be learned in the end. In archery, the point lies not in piercing the high, but in taking aim from within and letting the arrow fly. Trying to keep it real. Nothing forward, nothing backwards, still less to conceal. Was to be out of breath forever, music tying us together in a family tapestry. Born off the wings of the ministering angel told me it was time to redirect my energy. For in this, the essential truth of this, like Atlas, I can bear the weight of the world. What else am I gonna do? All the walls I'm running into. Find my way back home. 4 years stuck in upstate New York, where the wind chill reached 50 below. Had a route to play, still doing it every day, driving, hoping the road will follow. Last night I dreamed of a pearl savage moon across the moon, a crow's shadow following the way into the arms of a woman he knows and prays he'll meet someday. Check. Check. Signal appears before the shadows take shape and then drop out of sight. The water below the dusk as reflections create the perception of inner light. Reason denied, maybe you tried, maybe the dirges of unwanted stillness. Sung by the hour sounds like a metaphor slow to progress. Where the metaphor went, the energy spent, the darkness descending. Shadows deep underwater, pull through the tide, the inner light bending. Pass through the veil to what is above, has knowledge of what is below. The need to conduct the shadows of memories drawn from images seen long ago. Look at that paradigm shifts like an echo. There you go. Transcend the limitations imposed upon the shadows. The price of salvation is coming through. That's what they're telling you. You can see it in the way the world is remade in their own image, in the way the clouds will tumble and roll above the echoes. It's just so fast you think you're surrounded by lower gods and beggars' clothes. Maybe we are. Shadows have heard it all before in their last incarnation, when dawn was a surety of resurrection. We are the word, the image, the boundary, back through the water like lambs to the slaughter. Our enemy shrouded by mysteries, woven in looms of lesser divinities. Pursued, the paradigm trying to shift, the weight of bondage to lift, the signal through the silent darkness, the past. Shadows fought without weapons, the future that never comes. Become the energy, become the anarchy, bound by energy. Shadows wait for the rapture by the side of the water, absolved of sin. They hear the metaphor whispered on the wind. What is above knows what is below. Lesser gods told you what you should know. Ancient music, incarnate rhythm, motion on the horizon. Could be the lesser gods dancing the dance of betrayal, the greater gods lament. Could be humanity wondering where the shadows went. With the image seen before the signal appeared, the lesser gods back underwater out of fear. Tide of time repeating, recent past retreating. A trick of the light, they say. No, the interplay. Virtue in every darkness, you are what you'll always be. A mystery. Suffering born of desire, falling from grace, knowing our forefathers' shadows have walked through the fire. Keep going.